Welcome back to Ben Cities, recording and streaming all things City Skylines. Today, a bit of an impromptu stream after comments and remarks about the failure in Australia and particularly Auckland around transit orientated developments, that is, urban developments focused around transit systems rather than cars, car parks, and motorways, as done in the United States and in the past with the South Pacific cities. Today I'll be using my second city, Grand Monaco Leighton Cities, as an example of TODs, what they can look like and how they can work. The other city is my largest city, Monaco. I'll use that for fixes. For straight out urban development, we'll be using Grand Monaco Leighton Cities. This map is a user-created map from the STEM workshop, the Grand Corvée map, and it is focused around the huge big hydro dam which you can see here with its twin lakes. The dam at full power produces 1.4 gigawatts, which is the same equivalent to a nuclear reactor, also in the game. As you could probably take from the name, this is going to be a twin cities approach. So up here for the Leighton city, and down here for the smaller Monaco city. You can see I've got it underway with the little rural town of Kent Heights, built around farming. And you can see Leighton City Centre starting to take shape. Here, just one moment while I alter the music. It's a bit better. So today we'll focus around Leighton City, and by extending the Leighton City busways, we can take a look at how TODs are done in City Skylines and how they're used as a communication tool. Joining me today is my co-pilot Jerusha. Jerusha, say hi.
Hi.
And she'll watch me through this. Okay, so let's zoom into what we've got. This will be a two-parter today. So as you can see here, we've got the basics of the Leighton City side of the Twin Cities underway. This is the city centre here with the first suburb, Brownville. And this, you can see here, the big central station, the big main bus station. And if I come in carefully, there's one of the buses. You can see the Leighton busway that runs through the guts of Brownville, and currently will terminate, and then buses will just use the bus lanes provided in the Leighton byway until we further develop another high density centre around here and build another transit orientated development here. And we just then, by moving these over, we just extend the busway on. But for now, the bus lanes will do. One thing that I'm also going to be very big on with this city is the use of cycleways. I did it a long time ago in one of my cities where I don't think I've got it laid out in this one. No, I don't, but I'll show you what it is. I think it's this one, where I can use the zonable promenade to create big cycleways. I'll just do it quick. So basically it's a promenade, you can build either side, no cars. It's dedicated on cycling compared to these shared path facilities here and pedestrian only facilities, over here. So yeah, in this two-parter we'll look at TODs and how they can work. As you can see, we've got a very great demand for residential, and we've got crying out for workers. So we've got a perfect case. Now, before I continue, I just need to do a quick check. It's all good. I should really stopwatch these. Now, there are a couple of limitations in City Skylines that have to be, first of all, acknowledged. First of all, like SimCity 4, its predecessor, the game engine cannot compute or recognize mixed-use developments. That's a twofold one. Like for this example, this is a commercial development. You can't build residential or offices on top of that to make it a multi-use development. The game engine just doesn't have the algorithms to work it out. Has been put forward to Paradox and Colossal Order, the developer and the publisher, and they're looking at how to do it, given they are quite common in European cities where Paradox is based. The second one is, and I call this the Monaco bus station syndrome, in brackets. Auckland Transport built this wonderful bus station for Monaco, but they forgot to put the apartments above it. Oops. Same thing here. The game doesn't allow us to build above the stations, which would be really handy in this case for the large stations. For the smaller stations, like the little subway stations, you can using my favorite Move It mod, but we'll get into that as the city gets older. So we'll just do a quick brief stock take, just checking our zones. So we've got commercial, all built around. Quickly just put down some office quickly. So we'll just quickly do that. Just doing some quick backfilling just to make sure we've got everything available. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I forgot to do some. That will help slate some of the demand off. Just doing quick. You don't build under power lines. This is an Auckland Kitties. Doing some very quick backfilling just to check we've got everything filled in first before we get underway. And you'll probably find in the second part I'll get going with a full transit orientated development. Okay, so we've done some backfilling. That no resources issue's been covered. I'll need the Eden project soon. Make sure I can't zone anywhere else. Appropriate. Maybe here. There's again bus station down here and a railway station. The railway's just a short little shorty up the hill into the city centre. Otherwise we did have problems, everyone had to drive, but now we've got a railway station. And this would be also a good demonstration of how I do the transport system. Quickly, then we'll go into the TOD. So let's just back out of this. Actually, no, we'll keep it on. So, rule of thumb, most of my cities will be built around a major infrastructure point. In this case, train station. Other methods can be metro, which is subway or above, light rail, tramways to back it up, or periodically from time to time, the old trusty monorail. So there's all my options available there. And from there, I will usually have buses nearby. They usually act as primary feeders. Just popping up to the busway, this will be a role reversal for once. We'll have a bus acting as a rapid transit, and then feeders feeding into smaller satellite bus stations, which I'll show up here. But primarily it's built around rail, with buses feeding into that. Commercial and office usually surround that, with some high density residential depending on the mood. And then you have the residential around that, followed by the feeder buses, which you can see in here, and with the BRT system here. Just do a quick check again. Alright, this concludes part 1. We'll start part 2 and get going with a TOD.